Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew Cab Dart YouTube channel. It's been a second since you last saw me post. Last you guys saw, we were getting this truck ready for a show in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We had 2 weeks to get this 5.7 HEMI swap buttoned up enough to drive about 500 miles to Bowling Green, Kentucky. And if you watched to the end of my last video, you'll notice we run into a little trouble. And I just kind of left you on a cliffhanger. And I really hate to spoil stories here, but we didn't make the trip. And the truck actually, it got parked for a second there. So, believe it or not, we actually got it running. And here, I'll show you a couple clips of it running. We got it fired up, and it actually run pretty good. And then it runs so good, and we were on such a short time crunch, I said, I can't drive it across, you know, country, whatever, open headers. I got to have exhaust. So I went down the road, got exhaust, drove it back to the shop. Everything was fine until it wasn't fine. So I got to noticing that I just couldn't get all the air out of the cooling system there. I tried everything I could to bleed it, burp it. I even drained it, vacuumed the system, put water back in it. Nothing. It still just had an air bubble that I couldn't get out. So curiosity got the best of me. You know, here we are a day or two before I had to leave, and I had to figure something out. So started pulling plugs, started pressure testing things, put cameras in cylinders, and turns out every single cylinder on the driver's side of the engine was consuming water. It was getting water around the head gasket, and 2 cylinders on the passenger side of the engine was also consuming water. And I have a couple clips of that I'll show you here. So why was it consuming water, you might ask? And I was asking the same thing. And so after running the camera in the cylinder, pressurizing the cooling system, I saw water coming around the head gasket area. And so naturally I pulled the heads down, which we did check before installing them on the engine. We checked them with a straight edge and a feeler gauge. We couldn't get more than like a 1/1000th, 2/1000th feeler gauge through everywhere. So with the whole redneck checking method there, it passed. But nonetheless, I pulled the heads down and I got them to the machine shop, where we learned that the driver's side cylinder head was bananaed 6/1000ths. It was warped 6/1000ths. And the passenger side cylinder head was warped 5/1000ths. And so now we have our flat cylinder heads back from the machine shop, all fresh new gaskets, head gaskets and exhaust manifold gaskets and whatnot. And I think it's time to pull the old Ram out of the weeds and finally, once and for all, get it running up and down the road. So let's get into that. So the old 93 Ram, got her pulled into the shop. Lo and behold, here is our headless HEMI. We've already gone through and cleaned up our surfaces from where they kind of were a little icky from the last head gasket that come off, and we're ready to put the cylinder heads on. But I'll take you for a little tour over here. We're doing things a little different this go around. So last time I used just a Marketplace MDS delete kit. I have no clue what brand head gasket we have. I have no clue what brand exhaust manifold gaskets we have, and we did use new stock bolts. But I don't want trouble this time around at all. So what we're going to be going with, after I've done a bunch of research on this, and everybody was either saying OEM Mopar or Felpro for the head gaskets, and I just went with OEM Mopar gaskets here. Got everything off Rock Auto. It really wasn't too bad price there. And regarding exhaust manifold gaskets, I've got some OEM Mopars there as well, some Felpro intake gaskets, and rather than using the stock torque to angle bolts, we're doing some ARP head bolts. With these, I won't have to deal with the good old 45, 90 degree stuff. We just torque her down to however many foot-pounds they call for. Here are our freshly machined cylinder heads. They're no longer warped 6/1000ths, flat, fresh, ready to go. So what we'll probably do, because the block surface over here isn't particularly, just perfect mirror finish, not like that, I'll probably still have a little copper coat on the block side of these gaskets, but I trust that the head side of these gaskets will seal up fine. So I'll probably just do a little copper coat there. But I guess we're ready to throw this stuff back in the truck and get it running again. Rookie filming mistake here. So we were actually going to time lapse the entire assembly of putting the gaskets on, sticking the heads in place, and the time lapse corrupted. I think it's amateur camera operator skills.
My bad, guys.
Yeah,
I'll do better next time.
yeah, I would sure hope so. You're really depriving these folks of good entertainment.
Don't fire me. I need food.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But cylinder heads installed, OEM gaskets in place. We copper coated the block side of the gaskets. They're sitting in place. Now we've got our ARP head bolts over here. We're fixing to apply our ultra torque assembly lube and hopefully start threading these mugs in, then getting them torqued and have us one step closer to a running Hemi. So we got our cylinder heads down there. We have all our ARP bolts lubed up and in the holes. All right, so all of our ARP fasteners have our assembly lube dropped in place. Now we're ready to get things torqued down. ARP always sends these really nice little instruction pamphlets. It's like torquing heads for dummies here. Big, nice letters here with easy to read instructions. So maybe my third grade reading level can get me through this torque sequence here. But we're gonna start 35 foot-pounds. Next, 70 foot-pounds. Last but not least, 100 foot-pounds. last row of bolts, we got our top ones. They torque to 28 foot-pounds. Torqued. Oh, well folks, after getting our cylinder heads torqued down with our new ARP fasteners last night, it was getting about midnight. We decided to call it, hit it back again this morning, and you know, I think the biggest hurdle is over with now. So next up, I'm going to drop the push rods in, put the rocker shafts back on, then I can slap the valve covers back together, and then the next most time-consuming part of it is going to be the exhaust manifolds or the headers and the manifold gaskets there. So let's let's get the valve train buttoned up, sealed up, then we'll jump down there. Here I go again. More rookie filming mistakes. I'm rusty. I'm washed. It's been too long since I've really done a video. It's just like the 4th time that I've recorded something and either not had my microphones plugged up or something corrupted in my phone or out of storage, whatever. But push rods are in place now, and now we're just going to snap the rocker shafts in here, get them torqued, get them taken care of. But one thing that I was explaining, you couldn't have heard it because I didn't have the microphone on. In our short time crunch, before discovering the truck was, you know, the engine was hurt, is that we did get exhaust put on the truck. And, you know, a buddy up the road did it. He's an excellent fabricator. Taught him what I wanted, and he done exactly what I wanted, exceeded my expectations, did an amazing job on it. And what I wanted, turns out, I neutered the trucks. I mean, I neutered the thing. I wanted some bigger mufflers on it. That way, you know, it could be something that's actually usable, be comfortably driven, you know. Got some big dog mufflers on there, and it quietened her down a lot. It sounded pretty dang radical, open headers, but oh well, it's maturing, I guess. Rocker shafts, push rods, all that torqued on, valve covers in place. Now we're ready. Go up in the air and put on our new OEM manifold gaskets. I think I'm gonna hit them with some copper coat. I don't think it'll hurt. Can't hurt, surely. May hit them with a little copper coat. Maybe we won't have any leaks. Maybe we'll have enough copper coat. We'll find out. Slight change of plan. Didn't have enough copper coat to do the exhaust manifold gaskets, and I really don't want those to leak. So I sent Dad after some copper coat. In the meantime, got the truck back down here. I threw the ignition coils in. One thing I did want to make note of here is that with the half-ton brake booster, a lot of guys say you can't even run it with a HEMI swap because there's no clearance on this back coil. But that is not true, in my case at least. I can run it. It is very close though. So if you look here, if you look there, I mean, you can't get a finger, can't get a pinky in between there. Very, very close. You definitely wouldn't be getting this top mounting bolt in back there. All I do is run the bottom bolt, and to get it in and out once it's in here, I actually have to remove this coil and do a lot of twisting and whatnot. But I mean, it does fit, it does clear, just not very well. But anyway, while we're waiting on our copper coat, I'm gonna throw the ignition coil harnesses back on, and maybe even the intake back on. And so maybe when he gets back, all we got to do is put the exhaust manifolds on, and maybe a power steering pump and a battery, and turnkey. Ideally, maybe.
done yet?
I'm not.
We got copper coat drying by the second. We need this intake on.
It's on. It's just not done.
We'll get it done, dude.
I don't know if you see the position I'm in, but I'm not in a good shape.
You look comfortable.
I'm not.
How about it?
It's there. Oh, it's installed. Fuel line's on, intake's on. I think there's still a plug, needs to be plugged in somewhere here and there, maybe. But we'll deal with it in a minute. I ain't gonna lie. That gave me a run for my money there. So we got the headers on under here. And I may have jinxed them. Because the first time that we put them on, I remember saying, oh, those are really easy. And they weren't bad. But just, gosh, dang, it sucked. But hey, here's my exhaust system I had done. Come out, X-pipe to some big stainless mufflers. Some would call that maturing. And then had them tuck it way up high because this thing is gonna get slammed eventually. Had them tuck it way up high, run out the back. Looks really nice. It's quiet. It sounds good, but it's quiet at idle. I'll probably do cutouts because this thing sounds so good. You know, the cam and everything, it chops really good. So I think I'm go ahead and put the collectors back on. It's such a tight fit there that I would start at open headers, but I think it would just sound weird because of how tight of a fit that is. I think it would just sound like a bad exhaust thing. So I'm gonna get the manifolds connected to the rest of the exhaust, and I think I'll unplug the other knock sensor. I need to plug that in. Here it is. Where's that? There it is. Right there. Plugged in. All right. All right. Let me get the exhaust, and then we're ready to go back down. Exhaust is on. Belt back on. Radiator fan, had to remove that a minute ago. Coils are all on, plugged in. Everything's grounded. Fuel line is on. I do think the truck's out of gas, but I think that's. I think we're here. What's that? Oh, IAT. I got to put the IAT sensor. I got a little makeshift intake elbow there to put on with the IAT sensor in it, but I think we're almost ready to fire it up. I really hope that head gasket's good. We'll find out. Well, we're to the point of getting some antifreeze in this thing. I think this is antifreeze. That's water. I've got some antifreeze here. We're gonna put a little coolant in this thing. Hopefully it doesn't make its way to the cylinders this time. That would be very nice. And we'll get her filled up. Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered the drain is not closed on the radiator. We'll get this mug filled up with some antifreeze. I got to go up in there with it once more, do an oil change, because the oil did get slightly milky last go round. But we're hopefully here just shortly. We'll throw a battery on it, see what she does. I'm really hoping that these head gaskets seal this time. I'm very confident in it. I'm very confident. So I got it up in there for an oil change, and unfortunately I would say she is a little milky, or was getting there. Definitely was getting there. It didn't get drove very much or very far. Oh gosh. But it was obviously enough to start mixing all the water pretty good. So I'm gonna get this old oil out of here. Get her freshened up. It's Fresh Mobil 11030. Try again. Old oil out. Here comes the new oil. I really hope that the block is okay. Because I ain't gonna lie, after getting this engine, upon teardown, you know, we noticed that it had a drop valve seat, which in the pre-2009, pre-eagle-headed Hemis, wasn't uncommon, but apparently it's not common at all in the eagle-headed Hemis. It only happens when the engine gets really hot. And I do know the first set of heads were very warped, like 10 thousandths, 12 thousandths. I mean, they were out there. I'm hoping that the block is okay. From all that we've seen, the block is okay, because I did see all the water coming around the cylinders. So I don't know. I'm hoping that this whole head issue took care of it. I'm hoping this is behind us, and that here, just momentarily, we're going to crank it, and it's going to not have a blown head gasket, and the exhaust manifolds are going to seal. It's going to have good oil pressure. It's going to run cool. I mean, it's not a lot to ask for, I don't think. Almost there. All right, battery on, installed. We got oil changed. We have some antifreeze. Let's hit the key. This truck is very low on fuel. Should have enough to do something though. Do we have power? Oh, we've got a dome light. Let's see if we hear a fuel pump. All right. Primed it twice. Check for leaks. Check for leaks. Nothing. Okay. Let's see. Let me put a microphone back behind the truck just in case it does crank. All right, microphone placed. I don't know how this is going to mess with the audio. Maybe it won't too bad. Out of gear. Key on. Please, please, please. It's a runner. Oil pressure. What are we looking like? Ayo. About 90. So far, no geyser. So far. I know it's going to be very hard to tell. It's very quiet. I'm going to have to get cutouts for sure. It sounds radical. Oh, I probably need to plug the handheld in. Okay. It runs. It runs. Let me go get the handheld though, just to be sure. Take two, this time featuring the handheld. I ain't gonna lie, I did already ghost cam it a little. But we're looking for ECT 106. Great. Let's go. Ooh, please be sealed up. Hey, we're not geysering. Last time we had it running, immediately just geysered. Immediately. Oil pressure. Good. Solid OP there. No crazy kicks. No crazy nothing. All you really hear is that intake a little bit. I think that's just a common thing with those sheet metal style intakes. But maybe we let her get up to operating temperature. Start the system. Oh, we're about to lose the cam. Ooh. So far we're good. One thing I did want to take note of while this thing was warming up is that the Sublime Technologies flow restrictor or pressure reducer and flow restrictor working phenomenal. Power steering is doing great. Very good stuff. I don't think I have a horn. Not yet, at least. I got the factory gauge working, the oil pressure gauge, which, you know, 90 out there should peg this, but I think it's more like a dummy gauge. And the temperature gauge is also working. I'm pretty sure the charging gauge is working, and yeah, that's probably right on the fuel. But we're looking okay. No tune or anything like that in this rig. Just straight out the box. All I've done, because I just couldn't help myself, was I played with the fast idle adjustment to give it that wah, 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 wah. Not necessary at all, but that's pretty much all we've done. And she fired up on a dime. So hopefully we let her get up temperature. Man, I really hope we can drive this thing today. Not sure what we have here. Something appears to be leaking back there. We need to, oh no, wait a minute. I think I know what that is. Oh, I do know what that is. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Dadgummit. Hold on. Oh well. I was afraid of that. So header is there, clutch line is there. I already had to reroute it once, but I guess finagling with the headers, it dropped and fell down. And I believe we burnt a hole in our clutch line. Could have been worse. I was thinking head gasket failure off the rip. Well, folks, in this video, you saw us drag this truck out of the weeds. A little machine shop work, a little sweat equity on our end. We got her running, but we're back in the weeds. So in that last clip you saw, I burned the clutch line on the header. Unfortunately, that's not a part store item. Matter of fact, they don't make it anymore. We're gonna have to do some stainless 3A inline converting. But we're gonna get that converted over to a stainless A inline, and it should be good. But what I'm excited about is the next video, where ideally, we're gonna be taking this truck down the road. Maybe for the first time. Maybe do some truck stuff. Maybe some burnouts, who knows. I think it's gonna be a good time in the next video. So stay tuned for that. But I think that's all we've got for now. It runs pretty good. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all the support on this whole Hemi swap thing. I do apologize for all the delays in between the videos. There's just a lot of stuff that goes on around here. But I really hope that you guys will tune in to the next video. I really appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.